Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the DoersCast. This is a podcast where we feature entrepreneurs, business owners, and just cool people doing cool things. Today, we have a very special guest. She's also from California, just like me, and also a college student, studying online, and she's also working on learning how to do wholesaling with real estate. So that's super, super cool. I met her at a kind of like networking company launch event this past week at Capital Factory. And so I thought it would be cool to bring her on today for our podcast. But yeah, without further ado, please welcome Abri Flores.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, what you're doing here in Austin.
Yeah. So I'm from California.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Austin a little bit less than 6 months ago. I came on a road trip, but I really loved Austin. Yeah. So I decided to move here, and I've been studying. I'm online, doing college online, but I really don't want to do school that much.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so I decided to study more in real estate because, I just really like it, So I decided to go with the non-licensing instead of getting licensed for an agent because I don't really want to be an agent. I heard horrible stuff about it. So I decided to go with the investing side and so I decided to start it with wholesaling.
So how did you learn about wholesaling, or what was your first introduction, first exposure to it?
So at first I was gonna actually get my license, but I moved to Texas and I realized that I needed to get a Texas state license. Not I thought that once you have the license, it was for all the states. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I might not get the license anymore. And then I started to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And that's when I got introduced to wholesaling. And they said, you don't need your license, and it's a way to start investing in real estate.
Okay, cool. So for the people who don't know, what exactly is wholesaling?
So wholesaling is kind of like you, instead of having homeowners come to you and tell you that they want to sell their property, you go to homeowners and ask them if they want to sell their property. Most of the time the homes are distressed. They're don't look very nice. They look like maybe there's an old car in front of their house that's not working that you could tell. So you go to those kind of people. You ask them if they want to sell their home. And the reason you go to them is because sometimes they don't think they could even sell their home. Because if you post it on the MLS or go to a real estate agent, they want you to fix a lot of stuff, and you have to put a lot of money to fix the house. And some of these people, they don't have the money to fix their house. So we tell them we cover their cost and everything, so they don't have to do anything. And that's when they agree to sell their property because it's easier for them to do that. And I technically would I would say I would buy the house or someone else will, and then I take it to someone who does fix and flip, the people who remodel homes. So I'm kind of a third person.
And you're just flipping the contract, basically.
Yeah. So then I would, once I sell it to the fix and flipper, I get a small fee from finding them the deal. Cool. Yeah.
So going back a bit, you said you. How long ago did you come to Austin?
I came in the spring, so around I think April. Yeah. So
was this when you were in the middle of school and everything?
Yeah. So, but at the time, I only had one class or two because I was in academic probation because when COVID started. It was midway through the semester, so then I mostly failed most of my classes.
Oh my god, yeah, I feel that, dude.
Yeah, it was really bad. because
low-key same thing. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Because I had to study from home, and it has younger brothers, so it's just a mess. So I failed those, and then I took one semester off. Yeah, so I had a little bit of classes, so I was able to do the road trip with only 2 classes online. Yeah,
so you road trip here, and then you were like, hey, this is much better than LA.
Yeah, definitely. Because LA is just crazy. It's too big, and then Austin's like a smaller version, and everybody's young and like just so energetic in Austin.
Were you like, were your parents like against it, or were you just like they're just like, oh, okay, go ahead?
No, they were kind of against it, and I kind of just took small steps to come to Austin because I came on a road trip with a friend who was moving to Austin. And then I was gonna fly back, and I did fly back, but I stayed 1 week longer than I said I would. And then I flew back, and then my friend told me I could just split rent with them, and just that'd be cheap, you know. So I told my parents, oh, I'm going for 1 month, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't, I don't know what, but I ended up staying 2 months, and then a 3rd month, and then I went back. And then, I just told them I was moving for 4 months, so, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, now we're in Austin. Just like me, I moved here for college as well. And, I love it here. But, so, I guess, with your whole, like, wholesaling stuff, like, you're doing it as a full-time college student, and where are you learning a lot of the stuff that you're
where I learned wholesaling? So after I heard it from a podcast, I started to search. They're like, all you have to do is go on YouTube University and learn everything, and then take action. So I learned everything from YouTube. Some of the stuff I started to follow some of these people on Instagram, and they did mini webinars where you can learn that are free. Some of them you do have to pay for, but they're kind of less expensive since it's for beginners. So that's where I learned all of it, and then everything I had to do is just put it into action, which kind of took. I've been learning it for a year, and it's just kind of okay, you have to take action now.
Wow, so everything just you just online resources. Did you have a mentor or anything that has helped you?
I tried to look for a mentor. I worked with someone for a while, but that didn't work out. Then I worked for someone else who kind of they were doing wholesaling, but then they switched to fix and flip, so that was kind of the next step. So it wasn't helping me in my own business, so I kind of just stepped away from that. But not really. I'm mostly on my own. Wow. But I do have great friends who are also entrepreneurs, and they're okay, you just gotta do it. Yeah.
Awesome. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have, or the roadblocks that you've run into so far?
Mostly I would say it would be myself. I sometimes overthink a lot, and I'm okay, I don't want to do this. But like I said, everything I learned everything I have to do. The only thing that's left is for me to take action, which I am taking action now, but it did take me a while to okay, you gotta do it. There's no more excuses. You already know everything, you know?
That's what our podcast is all about. It's called the DoersCast. You gotta put action to your ideas.
Exactly, and that's why I like it, because it's hard. Sometimes can you just go in your head and you're you make up excuses. Yeah.
Damn. Have you met other college students who are doing similar things?
Yeah, so that's kind of the reason why I got into it, because my friend who I came on a road trip here, he's an entrepreneur, and he's in college. He's just in college as well. So he's always kind of a friend who tells me okay, you gotta do it. If I could do it, you could do it. So yeah.
What are you studying, by the way?
I'm doing business. So it's just I was trying to focus it on real estate, but then I just moved to normal business to data analysis.
Do you think that's like something that's like useful at all for your real estate?
I think it will be useful. Yeah, once I like learn more from it, I do think it will help me eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Alright, I'm trying to.
What about you? What are you studying?
I'm doing mechanical engineering, and yeah, so it's like it's not very related to like entrepreneurship stuff, but
it's good to learn that. Yeah.
I want to see where I can get with entrepreneurship, I guess, and like, you know, I'm still trying to figure out like what I can do with it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it teaches you good like thinking skills, good logical skills. But yeah, let's see. So, I guess like let's go a little deeper into like the whole like process. Like, what have you made any like sales yet with?
No, so I want to get my first deal by the end of the year. Cool. If not by my 21st birthday. 'Cause, like,
is that coming up?
Yeah, I'm not 21 yet, but I'm gonna be like in January. So I'm like, I want to do it before just so I could like have something to celebrate, you know? Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Is this like something you're trying to do like full time after?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do wholesaling full time. So if I get my first deal and it's like really good, and then I do like a couple more deals, I want to drop out of college. If not, I mean, I'll consider dropping out of college, but if not, I'll just get my associate's degree at least, because I also want to set a good example for my younger siblings. So like they could just want to be motivated to actually do college.
So is wholesaling like you're like completely like independent? You're like basically your own company and like you do everything?
You could go that way, or you could go with the company as well. But I kind of wanted to do it on my own.
Also, there's companies that they let people like flip contracts like for them.
Yeah, so they let other people like do the cold calling or send the messages out or like keep follow up with the lead. But it's kind of like it wouldn't be your own business. Like you're not your own boss. You're technically working for someone else, which is something I don't really want to do. Yeah. Okay. But I recently found this team who they actually they want you to be part of their team, but they let you do your own business in the side, so you could learn from them, and then you could just get out of it, and they're like totally okay with that. Yeah. Cool. So I'm looking into.
How did you meet them?
I have a friend who started working with. Started working with him, with that team, and he's like, oh yeah, they're great. Like they're paying for my LLC, and they're like just training me. I worked for them for a while, but I could still work for my own company. And then he's like, I already knew the guy as well at the same time, but I wasn't because I told him I was doing my own thing as well. Yeah. So I didn't say, oh, can I work for you? So yeah, I already knew the other guys.
Would you like to collaborate?
Yeah, exactly. You do. So then I was I told him oh, you should he said he's looking for more people. You should join them. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll reach out to him. But yeah, they're just very nice. Especially going to a lot of meetups of real estate. That's where you find people who are very generous.
So is there do people have a lot of networking events and stuff like that too?
Yeah. So there's a couple of networking events. That's where I found a lot of investors. So that's another reason I was saying I kind of have everything. I just need to take action now because I found everybody who wants to buy, what's their margin of what they want to buy, and I found and they're like, oh, if you need help seeing if it's a good offer or a bad offer, we'll help you. So cool. I don't have a specific mentor, but all of them are all willing to help me out. Yeah.
Are these real estate events what kind of people are mostly at them? Is it people like you, or is it people that are trying to like sell their houses, or like what kind of people do you
Mostly like people who are like fix and flippers, people wanting to buy land to build on it. Some real estate agents, because they help wholesalers find even more buyers, so that they like could get a cut of the wholesaling fee as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of these people already have like a lot of experience, so it was something I was kind of like scared to go in as well, because a lot of these people already know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel at like a lot of these like startup networking events sometimes, because I just pull up with my friends and like, you know, we kind of have like, you know, we have our podcast, we have like some small projects that we're working on, but then we talk to people and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we got like our seed round of like a few $1 million, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, or then they start to tell you like, oh yeah, I already had like other people looking into it, and like they're very interested. Yeah, it is intimidating, definitely. But I started to go to, because most of my friends are like entrepreneurs, so I would just join into their event, like the one we met at.
Yeah.
And it's just intimidating. Like, all these people are doing so many things, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm just doing real estate, like, and everybody else is already doing like an app or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah. How did you like? You said most of your friends are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like, how did you like? I guess meet mostly these people, and like, what, like, who do you choose to like surround yourself with? I guess.
So my friend I came on a road trip with, so I mostly met all of my friends through him, and it was kind of crazy because I actually met him 2.5 weeks before I came on a road trip with him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was so crazy. Wow. So yeah, I was kind of scared to get murdered, but I don't know. I trusted him, and I was like, okay, like, let's go to Austin, Texas. Yeah, and
risk reward, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but like, I feel like a lot of Californians make Texas look like, oh, they're just racists out there. So
yeah, that's kind of true. Like, people are just like generalize like the South.
Yeah, literally. So I was like, I was so scared to like come to Texas, but at the same time, I wanted to go out because we were in the middle of the pandemic, you know. So I just joined. I didn't get murdered, and I came to Austin. Yeah. And then my friend, he actually had his own app as well, and he launched it at UTS. There, yeah. I don't know if you ever like heard of it. It was Gumdrop.
Oh yeah, that was like Kangol, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know him. Yeah, it's Kangol. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I saw his stuff. It's super cool.
Yeah. So from there, like I met a lot of the people. Like I was surrounding myself around him. So then everyone he met kind of just knows me because like we're roommates. So awesome. So like a lot of them are like good people, and I really like to be around a lot of them. Yeah. Do
you talk to a lot of people like at your school, I guess, or is it like
no? I do not talk to anybody in my school. That's kind of another reason why I guess I wasn't scared to take like the step on moving here. It was because I didn't. I actually moved from LA to kind of. Do you know where San Bernardino County is at? Yeah, so I moved out there. Okay. And all my friends kind of just stopped talking to me, and it was like, it kind of really sucked. And then in college, I feel like sometimes it's hard to make friends, like, if you're not that out there. Yeah. So I wasn't really that out there. I would just talk to people who are in my class because I needed an assignment or something. And yeah, I didn't really have friends, so it was so easy for me to just move here. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I feel that, because the reason I asked that was because, like, I know, like, for me, being at UT, like, there's a lot of, like, so many people that, you know, that are, like, here, and, like, it's easy to, like, to just go and talk to someone, and, like, you know, you can, like, hang out and, like, do stuff, but, like, to find people, at least for me, I feel like that like, truly have, like, the same values or, like, similar, like, interests, because there's not a lot of people doing like entrepreneurship stuff, you know, and yeah, like it's hard to find people that like you truly like vibe with, I guess, and yeah, so like, you know, when I come to like these networking events, like it's like I'm able to like talk with people because I feel like I have like so much more in common, or like we're like I like the mindset of people a lot better here, and like I don't know, it's hard to like to just
find
find people
group,
at school. So that's good that like you're able to like find people and build community. Do you use like social media to like do any of your wholesaling stuff like this?
Not right now. Right now I'm just kind of using systems that send out like text message blasts, or skip trace data, but I will eventually start doing on social media once like I actually get a couple of deals and kind of do it, but mostly it would be like only Facebook, because like the older, like people who have properties are kind of older.
Yeah.
So like I think they're just like on Facebook, not really like Instagram or somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering for like, because a lot of people like to like make content. I don't know. Have you ever seen those like people who make like Instagram or TikTok?
I've seen
like,
TikToks, yeah.
Flipping houses and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like so popular, and like I've heard of like people in real estate investing who have gotten funding just because they're like they have a platform in TikTok. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
What else can we talk about? Let's see. I guess. What's like your, I guess like your goal like for like where do you want to be in like 5 years with your stuff?
I want to just be able to like have cash flow and hopefully have my business kind of just run itself. And then me being able, since I'm like around so many entrepreneurs, I want to be able to like just see if I'm like have more of a creative side, like, oh, I want to do this, or be able to just spend my, like, not have to worry about money, and just like be able to like just think if I want to, because at first I just wanted to do like a bakery or something, but I'm like, what if I could do something else if I'm creative enough? So I just want to be able to have real estate, to have like
passive income.
Yeah, passive income, and not like mostly that, but because I think real estate is a tool that could get me there, and so I want to start with wholesaling, and then I just after wholesaling I want to be able to build my own portfolio and get rentals, and hopefully I could have someone manage those.
You said you want to develop like your creative skills?
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel
how do you do that through like real estate?
Through real estate?
Or just
I feel like it's a little bit more tough. Because it's kind of just talking to people, which you just have to build good rapport with a lot of these people. My creative side, I would just say with like when I'm sending out like mailers, like little postcards, I would just say like I want to do something that looks more like friendly than like an ad, like, oh, come we buy houses, because those are like the usual ads.
Yeah,
I just want to make something that
stand out.
Exactly. Like I want to make something that's more like nice and friendly, that says like we care about you, not like we buy houses, Yeah.
So when you market, do you try to position yourself as like kind of like a company, or more like from like, or do you try to like not be like as not corporate as possible and be like
right now it's just me, so I kind of do like an individual, but at the same time like at least I have a partner or something that could help me, since like I'm very young. I also don't want like people to think like, oh, like I'm not really credible to help them out, so I just say like my partner and I, which eventually my partner would just be whoever's actually going to buy the property and knows how to like actually put the money and is able to buy the property. So I would just say that's my partner. but I try to just say like it's me. If not, I just say we, but like I said, just partner. But yeah, not really corporate. I just think that like it's not very like how like people want something more personal than the corporate, you know, unless it's like
exactly
the iBuyers like Zillow and who was the Redfin.
Yeah, like my friends and I were talking with like one of my friends, he interns like at a company and they have like their marketing team, and he was just talking to us about like, because we were like, we had some ideas like earlier in the summer about like trying to make money through real estate, like maybe yeah, we weren't sure, but we were just like talking to him about it, and he's like, oh yeah, like, you know, you guys like, you have a really unique advantage, which is that like you're young, right? And most people in the field are like way older than you, and so like you want to position yourself as like, take advantage of that and like use that, like use what's special about you to like to market yourself and to like stand out, I guess. And so he was like, oh yeah, you guys could be like, call yourselves like three boys like real estate or something like that. I don't know. And like and you know, yeah, just like marketing yourself as like where you stand out is like super cool, I guess.
Yeah, so, it is. And yeah, he's right. Like when people are young, like you definitely just need like, you just have to throw yourself out there, because the only way you're gonna learn is through like experience, and that's something I still need to do. Yeah. What
do you think it takes for you to like put yourself out there and like, you know, like step out your comfort zone every day?
I think I just sometimes watch people like I just found a friend who's the same as me, is a beginner in real estate, but he's like less intimidated, or like he's more open to going up to people and talking to them than I am. So just looking at him like, damn, that's really easy. Like he doesn't overthink or anything. So it's sometimes watching and then definitely doing it and like just seeing like, damn, it wasn't that hard, you know, like I did it, like it wasn't hard. Or then I just think like everything I don't do is just because I overthink, and I just have to like,
I overthink a lot too.
Yeah.
Where, I'm like, I need to do this thing, but part of me is like reluctant.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta do this other thing as well, so I'll do the easy thing.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, I feel like I find myself like comparing like myself to like my friends, because, you know, like they like, yeah, like I'm around them and like I want them to like motivate me, but do you ever like find yourself just like comparing yourself instead and being like, damn, they're doing all that and like I'm not there yet?
I do, like or sometimes even like they're doing something different and I'm like, oh wow, they're like, I just get like, just overthink, and then I'm like get less confident, because I'm like, oh, they're just so able to talk to people and just be so nice, and they're so energetic, or like they look so good that like they have people coming to them instead of like them going to them, and that just makes me like, I wish I had that, or like, you know, I just get more kind of nervous and less confident. But I think it just has to do with not overthinking and just doing it.
Just doing it. Yeah. And just, you know, you can't be afraid to fail. And like, I don't know, I still struggle with that so much. Like, because I feel like I'm very much like a perfectionist when I do things. Like, I want everything to go exactly the way I imagine it to be, like every step of the way. And like, if it doesn't, if I reach like a small bump in the road and it's like, oh, this thing didn't go exactly the way I wanted to, then I'm just be like, okay, stop everything. Like, we need to like change this and like,
let's start over.
Like, I don't know, like,
I actually had to like read a lot of self-developing books, a lot of mindset. Yeah.
What kind of books?
I've heard. I haven't finished reading the 7 Habits of Highly
Effective People.
Yeah, there you go. That one. Yeah, I haven't finished reading that one, but that one's very helpful. I've listened to the audible of the High Five Habit. I don't know if you heard that one.
No, I haven't heard that one.
It's like Mel Robbins. She's just like a mindset speaker, and yeah, like some mindset podcast. I've read Poor Dad, Rich Dad as well. Yeah, because that one's like the main book. Yeah. But yeah, like I watch videos and mostly, but I also listen to a lot of podcasts. So like, just kind of
any like real estate podcasts you want to throw out there?
Yeah, so the one that I really like is Real Estate Disruptors. That one's by Steve Strang, and that one's like everyone like that he interviews is just awesome. Like they give good feedback. Like they tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't. Because a lot of these people who he brings on are like people who either they didn't know that they were gonna want to do real estate and they just probably bought a house or something, or they're people who knew what they're doing and now they're just very successful. But yeah, everybody on his podcast is successful, and they're like, that's the thing about real estate too. Like there's a lot of people who are like willing to help you, you know? Like that's why I really like it as well. Everybody's just so giving.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. What is like the main thing that's like driving you right now, you think, that like gets you up every day and like gets you excited to work?
I definitely think it's like my family. Like I really want them. Like I feel like I changed my mindset a lot since I've been in Austin. But at home, I feel like I was very like in a bad mindset. Like I would always, most of my friends there, I met them through work because I was working at Amazon, a warehouse, and some of them, one of them was going to college, and most of them didn't even go or they dropped out. So I wasn't around a lot of good influence. And then in my house, it's just like normal, but I didn't have anything going on. So,
so like the environment is like, if the environment's bad, then it just, you know, kind of like drags you down with it.
Exactly. And then I know that like my family didn't mean to like do it, like they didn't mean to like raise me with like bad habits or a bad mindset. Like they're just trying to raise people, you know, like your kid, they don't know what's good or bad. But I feel like at home I was really like just more negative mindset, and then once I got out of there I was more kind of just have to restart and just change my mindset, and it's really hard. But I have a sister, and she's 1 year older than me, but I also kind of want to get her into like wanting to do something more than just hang out with friends, you know? So, and then I want to also have my brothers grow up with a better mindset than I did, so like when they grow up, they don't struggle as much as I did, or I am right now.
So how has your mindset like shifted? Like what's changed about like how you think about things or stuff like that since you've like been here in Austin?
So I definitely like I've like look for a more like the good side of things. Like if something bad happens, I'm like, okay, this it's okay, like this is good, you know, like I learned something. Optimistic. Yeah. Or I just also like I was very bad at like keeping track or being disciplined, and I still am. But like most of the time, I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week, and I'm like, okay, I didn't do 5, I did 4 days, but that's still good. Like that's still an improvement because I did 4, so next week I could for sure do the 5 days, you know. So like just thinking positively of certain situations of like I'm in, and just like that's like a really important thing, I think, because you know there's like, especially in entrepreneurship, there's always going to be like a bunch of things going wrong, but usually hopefully there's also a lot of things that are going right at the same time. So like you can choose to be like, okay, nothing's going right because I'm just focusing on the bad things, and like that can really like have a deepening effect
on your mindset. I feel like I've been kind of negative lately too. Like I have a bunch of like a lot of school stuff going on, a lot of like I don't know, and like with the whole like it's getting cold, and I'm just like like
you kind of just
there's nothing
yourself.
going right, like you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, you gotta stay optimistic, gotta stay consistent.
Yeah. You have to pull yourself out of like that state.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I sometimes have those negative days too, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do something for myself, or like I start listening to the mindset podcast again, just so I could learn more. Then I just take myself out, like, and do something I like, so that like I just back into a more positive. But I definitely go through.
Do you find yourself like getting distracted often, or like how do you like stay focused?
I do get distracted pretty easily sometimes, especially because like I have college still, so then I'm like either 1 week I'm focusing so much on college, and then the next week I'm like, snap, I haven't done anything for real estate, like what now, you know? So I do get distracted. I try to like the best thing is definitely a calendar, like use your calendar, you know, like that, and like use it and time block yourself so that you know what you're doing, when is something due, and how much time you're putting into certain things. But the calendar is definitely helpful. That keeps me focused most of the time, not all the time, because obviously I'm like, I'll just move it here or this and that, but mostly the calendar, like you just have to know what you're doing throughout the week. Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so let's get to like the last couple questions. The first one, I think I kind of asked it earlier, of like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I guess we can expand that to like where, like, if you have like if there's like one thing that like that you're like, okay, if I accomplish this thing, then I'll be happy in like next, like let's say next 5 years. Like what's that one thing that like you're like, I have to get there?
I really want to like have enough money to kind of just tell my parents like, don't worry about it, like I got you, like I can help you with this and that. And then like I want, like the reason I want that is because I want my parents to have more free time so that they could like spend more time with my siblings, my younger ones, because I really think like mindset is just my mindset was so hard to change that I need them to like be more helpful towards my brother, so that I know that they could be for sure successful. So I just would,
Cool. And then our other like EAA specific question is, what's something you're doing right now to be more of a doer?
That one's kind of tough. Yeah, like I've been going out and just looking for properties and
like going out like physically.
So I drive around and I look for properties and I've been like sending out messages. But since it's Austin, it's a tough market. Like there's not a lot of good response. But I do need. So I've been doing that. But what I really need to do is cold calling. And I've done it before, but that's something that's hard to like. If you stop one day, you're gonna be like overthinking again. So you have to be really consistent with that. So I know I have to do that, and I'm gonna start doing it.
Cold calling is one of the scariest things. I've tried it with my friends before, and you know, people are like, "Who's this? What?" Like nah, bro, get out of my phone.
Exactly. So it's like so scary, intimidating. So like, especially with me, I'm just like by myself, and someone's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want any more of these calls. It's really intimidating.
Yeah, I feel that. But it's just, you know, gotta do it day by day, step by step. If you stay consistent with it, if you can do it for a day, if you did it today, you can do it tomorrow, you know? And then, like, if you do it for a week, you'll be like, oh, I did it every day last week. And, you know, that's going to keep pushing you forward.
Yeah. I did do one door knock, which
Mhm.
was kind of scary, but it wasn't scary as I thought. Like, I did it, and I was like, well, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You just gotta do it. Like, that's all there is, guys. That's all it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Just do it.
Just gotta do it.
Just gotta take the risk, and that's how you get rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think we can wrap things up there. Thank you so much, Abri, for coming on our podcast and talking. Had a great conversation. But yeah, you guys, do you have you want to plug your social media, stuff like that?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram. It's Abri Flores, Abree Flores.
All right. Yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good day.